How are you? Occasional talking head for smallcaps.com.au. It's James Whelan here, joined with another one of my very special guests that we have. We have spoken in the past, but this is the first formal interview here with smallcaps.com. It's Dave Newling from Austral Resources, ticker AR1 on the Australian Securities Exchange. We're going to be discussing the strategic vision behind their premium non-binding proposal for Hammer Metals, operational progress across Mount Kelly and Rocklands, and the key catalysts driving the company's next 90 days. Dave, how are you now?
Yeah, terrific, James, and thanks for having us on the show.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for sparing the time for us. I understand that it's a busy lifestyle getting these things done, but always a good chance to tell the story, especially with a few things that are going on. So again, welcome to Small Caps, and glad to have you on board, and we look forward to telling the story as we can. Since this is Austral's first time on Small Caps, why don't you set the scene for our audience? What does the business look like today, and what's the one update that you'd like a first-time investor to focus on?
Yeah, terrific. So to set the scene for the audience, essentially, Austral Resources is a Queensland-based and copper-focused copper production and exploration company. We recently came back onto the ASX in November of 25 following a recapitalisation. We've since made a couple of acquisitions and raised some additional funding, and now find ourselves fully funded through to the completion of the refurbishment of our Rocklands concentrator down out of Cloncurry, and alongside our Mount Kelly operating SXEW, we're essentially the only company in Australia today that can process both copper oxide and copper sulfide ores. So very unique selling point. In production today, controlled run rate around 10,000 tonnes per annum of copper cathode sheets. It's a finished product done up on site at Mount Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And as you outlined in the beginning, currently we've submitted a proposal in relation to Hammer Metals, which strategically looks at increasing our feedstock for the Rocklands concentrator when it comes back online.
Yeah, so you got to feed the beast. That's right. So let's get straight into that then, if we can, Dave. So you've tabled this non-binding indicative proposal for Hammer Metals at an implied. So I've got the pricing right here in front of me: 0.087 cents per share. Sorry, that'd be $0.087 per share. So 8.7 cents per share. Described as a 29.9% premium to the existing Laravoto scheme. What's the strategic case here for Austral? What's not yet locked down, given your own release describes it as non-binding and subject to due diligence and approvals?
Yeah, so essentially at the moment we're currently undertaking our due diligence program, and likewise the Hammer board and management team are doing the same in reverse to Austral. In simple terms, strategically, it's a good feedstock for the Rocklands concentrator. We feel like there's a few more synergies of an Austral combination over the Laravoto proposal, and we're currently working through that. We expect to be in a position to update shareholders in the coming fortnight.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's something that we look forward to telling that tale as well as that goes on, and best of luck for that. But as we always say, you don't need luck if you know what you're doing. So there you go. You don't. So look at the next 6 months. So aside from this one, which is pretty significant, what's the part of the business do you believe depends on most for the execution? Mount Kelly's production consistency or the Rocklands restart? What's time sensitive? What's on the list ahead?
Yeah, look, I think if we just touch on the sort of Mount Kelly side at the moment, obviously controlled run rate processing the antil ore at the moment is one of those things that we've been looking at pretty closely, and I think we'll have a couple of announcements coming out in the near term around how we might look at increasing that production out of that facility. But otherwise, that's a good foundation asset for us. That asset's been running for 20 years. The recoveries are well known. The operations are well known. And then really, a lot of time and effort at the moment is down at Rocklands around the rebuild of the crushing circuit. We've previously put out that we've procured a SAG mill that's now on a truck being floated up out of Cobar on its way towards Cloncurry. So that's probably the primary focus of the company at the moment, getting that facility back up and running. And as I say, early engineering works are being done at the moment. Procurement's, largely resolved now. So, investors and followers of the show should probably track that progress over the coming sort of 6 months.
Okay, what's any big lines in the sand that you've been hoping to hit that we should keep track of so that we can tick your box?
Yeah, probably the arrival, if you like, of the SAG mill on site. So as I say, sort of currently floating up now. That was our largest procurement risk item, which we've been able to sort of take out of the equation, which is good. That saved us around about 6 months worth of time. Procuring one out of China is obviously a little bit unknown, so good win for us there.
Yeah.
Really, look, it'll be regular updates as to the Rocklands rebuild strategy. We've obviously got some early discussions around potentially looking at an increase in the capacity of that facility as it comes back online in the middle of next year. But no, really, it's just tracking that progress, and really alongside that will be, ongoing exploration and drilling updates that come out. We've got some fairly prospective ground out of that eastern side of the region.
Okay, and look at that. So, just going on this, so semi-autogenous grinders, is it difficult trying to get them? As difficult as you said? I mean, more than that?
No, it's probably not difficult. There's just not that many. But
Yeah,
Harmony had one that was unutilized, which are happy to sell to us. So we're able to pick that up, as I say, domestically, and that obviously saves a few moving parts in terms of overseas procurement.
sure does. Okay, that's good to know. It's always good because we get these little insights from people about some sort of small part. You can sort of drag it out and have a look and see if there might be some bottlenecks in the industry. Are always what I want to look at, especially if we're going to talk about sulfur and leaching and things like that. But let's save that for conversation for a different day, especially if you're on that side of the business. But so, speaking of which, what do you see as the key risks to the business right now, actually, and how is Canyon Prospect's early drilling progressing towards becoming truckable feed for Mount Kelly?
Yeah, look, in terms of Canyon, I mean, Canyon is a sort of wonderful prospect for us. We've got Snow Queen as well, which sort of hit, some fairly significant grades up around that sort of 7.5% copper, and we're still continuing to drill that out, today. So, I would expect an update in the coming weeks around that as well. And that's likely to be, two significant pits that will come online in due course when they're ready and permitted, ready to go. In terms of risks, no, look, to be honest, we are fully funded through to the restart of Rocklands at the moment. We've got a range of different people willing to invest in us, and a range of different propositions as they relate to sort of the M&A side. So it's just making sure that we're focused and disciplined and stick to our strategy. And we've executed stage one of our strategy, closing out with the Loretta transaction, but there are a few more to come. And I'd, probably suggest to the listeners that it'll be a busy back end of the year.
Okay, well, let's go straight into the next 90 days. Obviously, markets really, they consume things in 3 months at a time, where we live in a quarterly schedule. It's painful, but it's the nature of the beast here. If you're going to sum up the next 90 days, what would it be? And are there any near-term announcements potentially? I mean, Hammer Metals, Rocklands, exploration that could materially change that story, without giving any specific details, but some stuff that we might want to be looking out for.
Yeah, look, I think all of those topics are highly relevant, to the next 90 days. As I say, we'll continue the progress of rebuilding the crushing circuit of Rocklands. That'll be something that certainly people can follow the journey on. But there will be some exploration and MRE updates that come out from the company.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably a little bit overdue. And then, as I say, there'll be a range of transactions that I think will fundamentally simplify the business, if I can say that to the listeners. There is a bit of complexity at the moment, but I think there'll be a simplification that'll give people, greater insight and understanding to how the business works.
Okay. Well, look, that's the time that we've got now. A great introduction. Thank you very much for joining us on this one too, Dave. We look forward to telling this story more as we go on, and we look forward to what's ahead with regards to the proposal for Hammer as well at those prices, and for continuing to feed the beast up north as well, which is great. So thanks very much for joining us, Dave Newling of Austral Resources.
Terrific. Thanks, James.
Don't forget AR1 on the ASX for those playing at home. I'm occasional talking head for smallcaps.com.au, James Whelan. Stay safe and all the best.